Hey guys, Fan here again, and today I'm bringing you guys another video, and this time it's going to be about the newest hero, Zool. So, I'm just going to give you guys a quick video here, going to give you guys my thoughts on his talents, first impressions on the hero, and a couple of talent builds I know are pretty good for him right now. But before I begin, I just want to touch upon, a couple of questions I've gotten a lot on my stream and just looking around. I see a lot of people asking, one, is Zool OP right now, and two, why is he OP? So, the answer to the first question, I think, is yes. I do believe Zool is overpowered right now. And the second question, why is he OP? That's a different one. Because Zool isn't like obviously OP like Li Ming at release was, where one of your teammates dies and then Li Ming will just blow up your entire team. So people aren't really complaining about Zool and how OP he is because they don't notice anything that spectacular about him. He doesn't just his OPness is very subtle. And basically, the reason why I think Zool is really OP is because simply his numbers are too high and he's too good at everything. So starting from survivability, Zool's already a pretty tanky guy. And he has stone skin at level 1, which makes him a lot more tanky, and he also can spec this into shade, which gives you evasion plus stone skin at level 1, where if you press this button you basically can't die for 3 seconds. So Zool is extremely tanky. As far as CC goes, Bone Prison is actually a really strong CC. They said you had to cast it at melee range, but you don't actually. You notice this large circle, like there's still a distance between me and Arthas, but I can cast it, right? And I'm not in melee range of him. Melee range would be like right here. So his Bone Prison is very easy to get off, and it's a point and click 2-second reliable CC. So that's a large part of what makes his CC really freaking good. Obviously he has slows and whatnot, attack speed, debuffs as well. Third, his wave clear is insane. If you want to just see here, if you just use Q and W, you clear an entire wave in seconds, and you get to summon your skeletons. So wave clear, absolutely amazing. Great for rotating, great for wave clearing. His siege is really good as well because once again, you clear a wave in 2 seconds, and not only do you clear the wave, you summon 4 extra skeletons to push into their towers to drain ammo and siege for you. So, all of that is really good. The last thing I would touch upon is his damage. His damage is also really good, comparable to like some of the best ranged assassins in damage output. So what you see in games is generally Zool tops siege damage, he tops hero damage, and he tops XP contribution because he clears a wave in 2 seconds and rotates, and he can effectively soak 2 lanes easily by himself. So basically, yeah, his numbers are too high. He's a little bit too good at everything, and that's why I think he's OP. But moving on to the skill build, level 1, I think the two best skills here are Backlash and Shade. Shade, obviously, I personally like Shade a lot because it just makes you invulnerable. When you have Stone Skin at level 1 plus Evasion for 3 seconds, well, you're just not going to die when you press this button. So I like Shade a lot. Backlash is also good if you want some extra DPS. And obviously Backlash can help you combo. If the enemy team is running like a 2-tank comp or have a lot of melee heroes, Backlash could be really good. Basically you just want to go root them, use your W, and when they're rooted, well, I didn't do that very well, but basically you want to root them and immediately press Bone Armor, so when they're rooted, you just catch up, your Bone Armor explodes on them, and that's a lot of extra damage. So root them, press 1, and then when they're rooted, you just use the rest of your spells and just blow them up. So once again, level 1, Backlash or Shade, both really good. At this level, I think that all three of these have merits. I'm not going to touch too much on the Q build because I haven't played it too much. I like the skeleton build better, so I'm going to talk about mostly skeleton build in this video. So at level 4, Jailers is quite good in my opinion, as is Trago's Essence. This just gives you basically infinite mana. Every time you clear a wave, you gain, 32 mana, if not more, so lots and lots of mana for this talent, and Jailers just gives you 2 extra skeletons, which synergize with the rest of your kit pretty well as well. So for this talent, I'm going to get Jailers just for the showing here. At level 7, if you're going skeleton build, Rathma's Blessing is really good. It gives you basically infinite sustain, where if you take this at level 7, no one's ever going to be able to push you out of lane. Clearing a wave basically full heals you. Not quite that much, but you know, a lot of healing. Um, and the other two are not bad as well. I think both of these have merits. I think Zool is the hero where all his talents actually have some merits. So obviously, if you have like, if you're playing against a heavy melee assassin comp, or you know, just a heavy melee comp in general, you can take weaken. Increasing the attack speed slow from 50% to 75% basically makes them attack twice as slow as if, you know, twice as slow. So if they were attacking 50% slow, they would be like, what, one attack every 2 seconds. If you increase that to 75%, it's like one attack every 4 seconds. So it basically cripples melee targets completely. And obviously Harvest Vitality, if they have a lot of melee targets and you want more sustain, I guess you could get this. Personally, I would say Weaken and Rathman's Blessing are the two best choices on this tier. I'm gonna go for the skeleton build on this. Level 10, I think Poison Nova right now is just the better ult. It gives a lot of AoE damage. Usually you can hit 4 or 5 people with this pretty easily. I think Skeletal Mages is good, but usually I like using it kind of as a pick-off tool. So if I get Skeletal Mages, I'll use it in a like attempt to kill someone. So I'll root them, drop mages on them, and do a full combo on whoever I'm trying to kill or gank. And I think the cooldown is just a little too long right now for this. And in team fights, Skeletal Mages just does not have the same impact that Poison Nova has. So yeah, right now I think Poison Nova is the way to go. If the cooldown for this was like 60 seconds, this might have a lot of merit, but right now I like Poison Nova. Level 13, if you're going skeleton build, I really like Corpse Explosion. This just makes it so that obviously your skeletons push even harder. You can see when they die, they explode for 150 damage in a small area at level 20. It's not much, but when you have 4 skeletons every time you meet a creep wave, you know, that damage definitely adds up. And you know, not only that, but these skeletons also will just keep on marching until they hit your enemy's towers or keeps, and they'll explode over there. And if you'll notice, it deals 100% bonus damage to non-heroic enemies, which include obviously minion waves and structures and whatnot. So overall, right here, this is really good. Corpse Explosion. I haven't tried too much with these other two. Obviously, Giant's Curse. This might be okay if you're facing a lot of tanks once again. You could spec into Giant's Curse as well as Backlash and just really, you know, screw up double tank compositions if you want to. So I think that has some merit as well. The slow on Scythe. Generally, I feel like you don't need slow on Scythe. 40% is pretty good though, so I don't think this is like a useless talent by any means. I think that you could get this and it could be good, but generally all you really need is a Bone Prison to kill someone. If you have any follow-up at all, Bone Prison plus like a stun from anyone else or a slow will be enough to get a kill, so you don't really need the slow. So for this talent, I'm going to take Corpse Explosion. Level 16, you know, once again, you can go Q build if you want. I don't really know if Q build is the best yet from my experience. I kind of like skeleton build better as of now. So right now I'm going to say the two talents I take the most on this tier is Amplify Damage and Skeletal Mastery. For Skeleton Mastery, obviously you increase the warriors to 6, so that just means that you get slightly more, you know, 2 more warriors every time you meet a creep wave, which is pretty good. Their damage is increased, so it pushes even harder. And yeah, it's just more further teching into that skeleton mastery slot. However, if they have like a tanky target or anything that you want to burst down, you can also go amplify damage. Obviously, any kind of vulnerability in this game is really strong. And you know, vulnerability when someone is rooted is just great synergy. You root someone, that basically tells your entire team you want to kill this guy as soon as he's rooted. And yeah, making them vulnerable just makes that a lot easier. So either one of these is quite good here. I'm just going to take Skeleton Mastery here. On smaller maps, actually, I don't know. I think they're both good. I'm just going to take Skeleton Mastery here, but of course you can go for either one depending on the game. And level 20, basically level 20, you can take, I think any of the 3 based on team comps can be taken here. So once again, great talent diversity. I think all 3 are viable. Bone Spear is kind of like the default when they don't have a huge healer. So let's say they have Tassadar solo support, right? Mortal Wound isn't going to do anything because Tassadar is full shield. So in that case, you would probably take Bone Spear. If they have a Bright Wing, you could consider taking Bone Spear. You know, just maybe if they have a Tyrande and she doesn't have a lot spec'd into healing, you could take Bone Spear. Generally, I like taking Bone Spear when the enemy doesn't have too much healing. If the enemy does have a real healer, then Mortal Wound is really good. The 75% less healing just completely negates so many different types of healing. It's insane. So you know, if your enemy team has a medic, all you have to do is Q across the target that you're trying to kill, and the medic heal will stop working basically on the target. Same if they have Rhaegar. You know, if you just prison someone and then Q them, they have that reduced healing debuff on them. Ancestral's not going to do anything. You know, and it's the same for a lot of healers. Once again, notable counters to this is like Tassadar, primarily because he's only shield. I think Uther is okay too because D shield does not, you know, rely on healing. It's an invulnerability. And yeah, other than that, I don't usually take Poison Nova, like unless the enemy has like 2 or 3 tanks. Maybe you could consider taking it, but generally you want Bone Spear or Mortal Wound. So here, just take Mortal Wound because most of the time your enemy has enough healing to justify Mortal Wound. And this is, you know, an example of one pretty heavily skeleton build. I would probably take Shade here over Backlash unless the enemy team really had some tanky tanks. But other than that, this is pretty much the skeleton build. And this is the build that I use the most currently. That being said, though, just keep in mind that there is the Q build where you basically take most of the Q talents, you know, Decrepify, Death's Reach, and Flowing Wounds, and you basically go all Q. I don't really like that build as much, but I'm not sure if it's... I'm not sure how strong it is. I feel like Skeleton build is stronger currently, but Q build isn't bad. No build is bad on this hero right now because he's really OP. But yeah, that's about it for today, I think. Thanks for watching, guys. That's just my first impressions on Zool as a hero and giving you guys a quick skill build. You know, obviously things will probably change in the future after he's been experimented with more and, you know, after Blizzard nerfs him in a few patches. But yeah, for now, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to try and get more videos out to you guys as soon as I can. Sorry for the long delay, but other than that, I will catch you guys next time. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for future videos because I'll be putting those out as well. So peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.